every highway calls your name. All the joy and pain, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for it.
Being pregnant at 19 in 1965 was when I became pregnant. It was completely secret. It was extremely important to my family that no one know about it.
Oh my.
You don't remember this?
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank God you don't pull it out regularly.
What's this? Oh, that's when I was running for prom queen, grade 12.
Mr. and Mrs. L. Balak are parents of candidate Barbara, who's 18. She's 5'7" with brown hair and green eyes. Her activities include House League basketball, senior cheerleading, library club executive, pep club, Aquila, and student council executive.
So that was right before you got yourself knocked up?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
I didn't tell, and even my closest friends, what was happening. So I just sort of disappeared, and it was all dealt with, and all kinds of excuses were made, and lies were told, and everybody held up their end of the secret so that we could all just get on with our lives. And everybody did get on with their lives. The only one that was really affected long term was me.
It's really only in the last year or two that at least I've become more aware of my mother's longing to find the son that she gave up as a teenager.
So there's Kevin,
How old is he there?
3 months.
How'd you get these photos, Mom?
The social worker had the foster mother take them at the foster home.
Oh, he was in a foster home for 3 months?
Yeah. And so the day I went to court, I went and met with the social worker, and she gave me the photographs. And in fact, she didn't just give me the photographs, she brought Kevin to her office when he was 3 months old.
Did you see
the
him?
day I was going to court. And she let me spend an hour with him. I actually got to feed him.
You're kidding.
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It just made me regret more that I hadn't been able to spend time with him in the hospital, because that was the perfect opportunity. But I got that. That was the last time I saw him.
I've been wondering if it's the fact that I'm having a child that's precipitated that to some extent, or whether my having a child will maybe alleviate some of her grief.
Reagan, my other daughter, we're doing a family thing, and it's a baby shower, and we're just going to spend the day in the sun and have fun.
How was the drive? Good.
I'm getting the hint that there will be some gifts involved for the baby to come.
Okay. Lunch is served.
You want help there, Mel?
No way. We want to swim. We want to swim. There's no mutiny allowed. Hey, Barb.
Roxy, come here.
Judy.
Roxy!
I was Melora's stage of pregnancy when I went into a home for unwed mothers. So up until that point,
Right now?
I was, and I was hiding my pregnancy. 2 girdles at a time.
How uncomfortable.
It was very
Poor baby.
one uncomfortable.
Poor kid.
That was the whole thing. You had to hide it.
Well, knowing how it feels right now, feeling the baby moving inside, and I mean, I'm so in love already. I can't imagine what it must have been like for Mom to know that, she couldn't keep her baby.
I got a phone call from my doctor's office. The baby's being born in November, and I look at Melora now, so pregnant, and I realize, when it was November and I was pregnant, I was at St. Martin's in the home for unwed mothers. Judy's my sister, and she was the first person that I told when I was pregnant. In fact, she was there when my son was born,
And so I'd like her to come with me today to St. Martin's just for some moral support.
When's your baby due?
Today.
Today? Yeah. Oh, how exciting.
Well, I hate to tell you, but I was 3 weeks late with my son.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Can I ask you how old you are?
I'm 20.
I left the hospital on my 20th birthday. So I was here same age as you. Did your parents come and visit?
No, I have contact with my mother occasionally.
My parents still live in Toronto and all that, but I don't have any contact with them. This is my support, everything right here.
I guess it's sort of common for young girls who find themselves pregnant not to have a good relationship with their parents. There we are in grade 9 at the prom, and my father had a fit over that one because I was much too young, of course. I was 14, but he was 17. I dated him in grade 9 and 10 until one night my father caught us kissing goodnight on the front porch. He was peeking through the curtains and came storming out onto the porch. I was grounded for a month. I mean, it was almost like he was predicting through my teen years. You know, he knew this was going to happen, and guess what? It did. You know, I made it come true. How bad is that? I was almost 20, and the reality of me being pregnant, this was the worst thing I could do as a teenager. I mean, short of killing somebody. I was told that if I agreed to surrender my son, that I could stay at the home for unwed mothers.
Do most of the girls, are they keeping their babies?
Most of them, yes. We have probably 1 or 2 a year that plan adoption. We have a mom's group program as well, so we have childcare after the baby's born. It's changed a lot.
Look at this. You don't mind me coming in? Nope. A crib and all the baby furniture. Wow. Envious. Really envious. I wish it had been available to me. I really wish it had. I would have liked to have raised my son myself. On his 30th birthday, I put an ad in the Hamilton Spectator, hoping that someone would recognize the information. I didn't know his name was Kevin then. And I just thought, well, you know, maybe somebody even who went to school with him or a relative or somebody might see it and point it out to him, and maybe he would contact me. But again, that didn't happen.
I worry for her that she'll not be hurt in all of this, because it's an emotional risk, and I'm sure it's scary for Mom. Must be really scary for Kevin especially. It's kind of scary for us too.
It's not scary like, oh, he's gonna take our mom away or she's gonna love us
No.
less or anything like that.
No.
It's just kind of the fear of the unknown, and you know, I don't know where we would ever meet if we do meet him, but you know, to picture him coming here, you just want him to feel comfortable. Like you would hope that when we would meet, you would feel something.
I spend a lot of time wondering, you know, if Kevin has any of my sort of creativity, or, you know, I wonder if he gets bored easily. I wonder if he likes to cook. I often find myself wandering in my head into imagining what his life is like, what he's like. You know, what he would think of this, would he like it, would he be proud of me, all that kind of stuff. His reaction when he was contacted was that he wanted to think about it. He was overwhelmed. He didn't know that he could find me if he wanted to. He didn't know that there was a government agency where he could register and all those things.
I have 2 good friends who were adopted. One who decided in her late teens to look for her birth mother. They've developed a gradual but just beautiful relationship together. I have one of my dearest friends who had absolutely no interest in finding her birth parents. She had a sister who was not adopted. She still lorded over her sister that she was chosen. Her parents just got stuck with the other one. They didn't have a choice. And she just couldn't be happier with the way her life turned out. She felt very comfortable with the fact that she'd been adopted and basically didn't see anything to gain from finding her birth parents. Probably an emotional risk involved.
When you're told that you can't go there unless you're willing to surrender your child at the end of it, there's no issue about motherhood there. You're just meant to go away and forget that it ever happened. And that was what the fantasy was, or and fallacy, because it just doesn't happen. Birth mothers do not go away and forget.
Okay, ready? Swishing again.
I'm with some other birth mothers and some adoptees who are fighting to get the law changed so that the records will be unsealed and adoptees and birth parents can find each other.
Every time I leave to go anywhere, I leave my keys. Can you hang on to this camera, please, Louise? I swear they're in here somewhere.
Did you put them down somewhere when you came back to the house instead of in your handbag? Oh, you dropped your pants.
You see what happens when I'm nervous? Okay, Louise. Oh my gosh. Planning this for a long time.
That's right.
Hard to believe it's finally here. It's almost like having a baby. How ironic is that? Let's see, now I'm going east. This is good. Okay, now I have to think. She said I'd come right into the circle, Queen's Park Circle, off of Harvard, and I stay to the left. It's one way, so I can't go left. This is where she means. Okay. Wellesley, here we go. Watch for blue parking signs.
Blue?
Yeah. Or green. Green.
Green.
Here's the parking lot. I'm going. I'm gonna need some money out of my purse here.
What are we gonna do? Open minds, open records? Open minds, open records! Open minds, open records! Open minds, open records! Open minds, open records! Sealed records are secrets and lies! Sealed records are secrets and lies! Okay, a new one! Open records now! Open records now! Open records now! Open records now!
We have chicken soup for the expectant mother's soul.
There's no question that going through this with Melora and so on, her pregnancy and this grandchild, first grandchild, has certainly had an impact on how I've felt about my first pregnancy and my first child.
Book, The Happiest Baby on the Block, The New Way to Calm Crying and Help Your Baby Sleep Longer. Dr. Jack Newman's Guide to Breastfeeding. Secrets of the Baby Whisperer on Becoming Baby Wise. What to Expect the First Year. Becoming Parents, How to Strengthen Your Marriage as Your Family Grows. And there's a few others downstairs.
It's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, really, because I go through phases. I have gone through phases where, particularly around his birthday or at Christmas time, when I think more about it and I'm more emotional about it. And then, that passes, and then you get back into your daily life and so on, and you carry on, and always thinking that it's a matter of time. You just have to put in the time, and eventually it'll happen.
I'm actually wondering for these girly outfits if I shouldn't just leave the stuff on just in case.
In case we have a Matthew.
Yeah. And these are girly, and these are girly. And this is girly for sure.
Yeah. That is too cute.
I really feel like I knew when I was pregnant, even.
Well, you told me that.
I know.
You were s-
My
I
friends
couldn't
thought I
believe
was
it.
crazy because I kept taking pregnancy tests.
I
And they're
know.
like, just relax, you're probably not even pregnant.
And how you were
I was
only,
so
you were
convinced that
were
I
you
was.
2 weeks pregnant when you found out?
Yep,
Well,
less than 2 weeks. And I had the flu the very first week, but I didn't take anything for the flu. I was so sure that I was pregnant.
When I got pregnant the first time with Kevin, I was convinced that I wasn't. And I'm not sure whether I was trying to convince myself that I wasn't, but I was well into my 4th month before I really accepted the fact that I was pregnant. So, can you imagine the first 4 months that you were pregnant, thinking you're not?
No.
Yeah. And I couldn't tell my mom. But then,
Oh, this is kind of a little girl's outfit.
oh, white can go either way, and it's got the blue.
It's got a skirt on
Oh, yeah.
it and a bow.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh well.
Here to see my new granddaughter. They're going to be home soon, and I'm going to be there to greet them, and I can't wait. Drove all the way from Conestoga in record time. Was worried I was going to get a speeding ticket, but fortunately I didn't. Little Mia's a 7.5-pound girl.
And I went to 8 centimeters without the epidural. I can't believe I did.
Braggart. I think the time's on here too, isn't it? I can't see it. I haven't got my good glasses on. There's Mel, the proud mummy. Baby's all bundled up. Looks like a little papoose. I have no idea what this is. It looks like veal. I don't think Melora knew what veal was until she married Tom and became half Italian. Wow, she's pretty tidy. Must learn that from me. I wonder where she keeps paper for making grocery lists. I'm getting antsy. My fantasy is that I'd meet them at the front door and just grab that baby and run. Oh, is this gorgeous? Woo. Beautiful. And then I'll leave her card here. Oh, my. Wow, gorgeous. All kinds of different ones in here. Wow. Now my challenge is going to be finding a vase. Oh, great. This is crazy. Where'd I put the phone? No, that one doesn't work. I guess I put it... No, didn't put it back. Okay. There's a phone. Oh. Hello? Hi, Tommy. Is she awake or is she sleeping? Oh, hi, sweetie. I'm so proud of you. I don't want to wake her up, but I do.
Fat chance. She's pretty hard to wake up.
Is she?
Come on. She might need a little bit of patting on her back to get the mucus out. 36 years of my son's life are lost to me. I can never get them back.
I guess I feel cheated, you know?
I didn't enjoy the 2 days leading up to it, but pushing the baby out was incredible. And watching Mom right behind the doctor just going, and I could see her, and it was so encouraging. I just kept pushing because I knew there was something going on down there.
I don't ever want to let her go. No. She just fits. Perfect fit.
Could have said something to ease the pain. Just a few words would have made a happy home again. We were dancing